In this video, we're gonna go over the 5 things I hate about my ZL1. Quick little disclaimer, this isn't a video about how you can't see anything in the car or how the menu screen is tilted or how the gas mileage is like ridiculously low, because you can get that in any other video. And honestly, if you're complaining about those things, you probably shouldn't have this car, because guess what? It's a sports car. It's gonna have those things. But honestly, these 5 things I'm about to complain about aren't really even complaints, because I love the car. It's great. There's really nothing that I can complain about. These are just little things that I'm trying to blow up and to make into 5 things that I hate about the car, if that makes sense. So the first thing that I hate about my Camaro ZL1 is this, the steering wheel. I understand why it is wrapped in all Alcantara. Totally understand. If you take this car on a track day, your hands get sweaty, you want them to be able to stick to the steering wheel. Totally get it. However, as a daily driven car, it is really annoying. Have you ever had to drive your car and then go inside and wash your hands because they're sticky after driving it, especially if they sweat just a little bit? The other thing too is that the steering wheel, because it's wrapped in Alcantara, falls apart into these little particles, and it looks like my grandmother's old rug that's been in her house for 100+ years. Again, I totally understand why it is that way. I totally understand that during track days, it is very helpful. But as a daily driven thing, it's not that great. The second thing that I hate about the Camaro ZL1 is this, the AC vents. Quite frankly, I just think the positioning is off. Like, we have one there, we have one there, and one here, but there's nothing up here. And I get that you can, like, you know, bend them up so then I can blast them in my face, but I kind of wish there was just 1 or 2 here where I could, you know, have some nice cold AC in my face. Again, I understand it's a sports car. And like I said, these are not even really complaints. I'm just trying to come up with anything that I can to come up with a YouTube video to have 5 reasons as to why I hate my Camaro. But really, I love it. Next to the paddle shifters, these things back here. The reason I hate these, listen to that. I have a nice, expensive 650 horsepower sports car, and What? That's plastic. Why? If you have ever had the privilege of being next to a G-Wagon, which is made by Mercedes, I'll put a picture here, you will notice that when you go and close and open the door, the feeling of it is just, it feels like a 6-figure door. Like, it feels like, okay, they paid attention to this door closing a specific way, so you feel like you're in money. This, it's plastic. Why? The other thing too I'll mention is it's not that large. See? So to recap, my complaint about the paddle shifters are this. They're plastic. You could have made them metal, you could have made them carbon fiber, you could have made them something else, but they're plastic and they feel cheap. And they click and they sound cheap. I hate that. Second, about the paddle shifters, they're too short. I understand you can get paddle extenders, but just looks dumb. Just looks dumb. So, Chevy, fix it. Okay, the next thing that I hate about the 2018 Camaro ZL1 is this. It has 10 gears. 10. Like, why do I need 10 gears? Like, why couldn't you just make it a 6-speed? I'm sure if I was to look into it a little more, it would make more sense. Honestly, when I put it into track mode or sports mode and I'm driving down the street, it like memorizes or recognizes how I'm driving. For example, if I'm driving really fast, it like knocks the gears down a little lower and, you know, has a quicker response time, whether it's in sport, track, or touring. However, if I'm driving, you know, just chilling and slow, it like bumps it up to like 8th gear and you can hardly hear the car. It just makes the experience of like hearing this thing, like those nice little exhaust, like just gone. Unless I'm driving it really, really, really hard, which I try not to do too often, it ends up just becoming like a very quiet experience and honestly just makes me want to get straight pipes. Okay, so as I'm editing this, turns out the audio, I forgot to turn the mic on for my 5th point. So the 5th point is this. When you hit a certain speed, the performance shift enabled icon shows up on the dash. I don't really understand the point of this. It also sucks because as you're driving that fast, you want to look down and see what the speed is. And instead of seeing the speed, you're just seeing performance shift enabled. I like driving with the paddle shifters. It gives a better experience. However, I don't need a notification. It's annoying. It's just, I would rather be able to see the speedometer. Instead, I have to rely on the heads-up display, which is like the display that shows up on your windshield. And it takes like a second for your eyes to adjust, which is, again, as you're going that fast, like, I don't want to take that second to adjust to look at the heads-up display to see my speed. Like, I just want to look down really fast, see the speed, and then look back up to my driving instead of seeing this performance shift enabled. I also got wrapped up in driving the car afterwards and forgot to record an end scene because the car is just that awesome to drive. So this is my end scene. Overall, obviously, I love the car, and these 5 things are just little tiny things that are just kind of annoying on the day-to-day experience of the car. Does it make me hate the car enough that I wouldn't want to buy it, or makes me not want to drive it? No, absolutely not. Like I said, these are just 5 things that I wouldn't say hate, but kind of dislike about the car. Anyhow, I hope you liked the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I would really greatly appreciate it. It would help me a lot. And I like making these videos, and it would show that you're actually interested in seeing my videos, which I don't see why you wouldn't be. I'll see you in the next video. I really need to come up with like a cool outro. I know like TJ Hunt does like keep moving forward, so we're gonna work on that one.